Now it maybe works. Oh, thank God. Here we go! Ah, we need to run! I've been idling too long! Welcome everybody to the stream, to the YouTube video, whatever the medium is you're consuming this on. Welcome. Very much so. And today, well, what are we going to do today? Today I want to start welding our ginormous live remote ship, or at least I start to weld it. Let's put it that way. What I would like to do is weld the inner part here, this bit, right? Because once we have that, we can then start to design, you know, kind of like the floors and what else. And the most egregious part is probably gonna be all of this, because basically this is gonna be concentric circles that are gonna get smaller and smaller, right? So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun, I can tell you already. So right, so the first thing that we need to do to even achieve that is to take a look at our little sorting system over here, because right now, if I'm not mistaken, the problem is that we cannot get any of the necessary blocks into our ship's inventory. You know, I should be able to get it from here to these cargo containers, but there's a few things that prevent this from happening right now. So one of which is obviously this bad boy, kinda. So you know what? The thing is, this one is good because he automatically pulls stuff into there. So I don't want to remove that, but what we're gonna do is basically we'll sever this connection here. And then, let me just get the right color here. And the right blocks, for that matter. Well, we'll get one of these. And then basically, yeah, we're basically gonna do that. Just circumvent the restrictions we put on it, kinda, if that makes sense. We need some more. We need some more stuff. Wait, what? Why couldn't I? Oh, there we go. We need a few different components here. There we go. Well, we need a bit more than that. But yeah. And then I think we also will need to take care of the big sorting filter that we got at the front, because that is another barrier, I think. Oh god, more construction components. Alright, alright. There we go. Enough. Now this will also help with getting this kind of stuff out of here, I believe. Oh wait, is it now eternally pulling stuff? Ugh, that's kind of annoying. Ah well, nah, it shouldn't be too bad. I think that's alright. Alright, so it is able to go from here to over here to this part. This moves it over here, and now into here. Now we probably will have to kind of rip this stuff open, because yes, exactly, there's the problem. Ah, crap. There we go. Let's just put some in there. So, do we have some space here even to do anything, is the question. Completely remove this stuff. Yeah, we might have a bit of a space problem. Haha! A space yeah, okay. So it goes in here. Then there is one of these. That prevents Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, alright, alright, alright. There is a connection here. So, technically... yeah, there's some space. Yeah, this could be a bit complicated, but... let me just think about this. I don't think we can do this with keeping it in the same space area, so to speak. I don't think we can do that. Maybe I'm wrong, but... or maybe we could, you know, move this one up here. Join it together with this bit. And then have one bit go down here. I think that would work. I believe. Not sure, but it should. Now, I'm not quite sure how this one is programmed, this specific sort block. Where is the... oh, there it is. Let's see. So this one lets through ore. Okay, so we'll just have to replicate that in theory, right? So let me cut this one off. And then this will go one block above it. Right here. Well, in theory it will. First we have to put down a block that it can connect to, which will be right here. Oh, hold on, this is not gonna be as easy, is it? No, 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 no. That won't work.
Inventory full.
That won't work. It's a bit more complicated than that. Hold on. Because these conveyor blocks, conveyor sorter blocks, they do not go around corners, so we'll have to think about that a bit more careful here. Let's see. If we add one up here, and then put the sorter block like this, and let me get all these things back. Yes. Right. So now what we'll have to do... I'm not even sure what this one is connected to be honest. There is something connected here. Am I making this more complicated than it's supposed to be? What is this filter sorting? What is this thing doing? Because this is technically the one that we need. Okay, so this lets through ore. Can we just, if we add components to this, this will work. Oh wait, hold on. It blacklists ores? Then it should technically already work, shouldn't it? I think I just took this apart for nothing.
Inventory full.
I believe. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, we need to redo this. Obviously I have to take this one apart again. And put that one in. Yeah, we're just gonna put all of that stuff in here temporary. Alright. Then obviously you had this one, but we'll do that in a second here. That will put the ore in. Oh yeah, also there's the Halloween moon. Haha, it's kind of nice. I read there's people who try to fly to it only to realize that it was in the skybox and therefore not reachable. Which is kind of hilarious. Okay, let's try this. So I guess this was only that one filter that prevented us from moving things, I guess. If it's correct. We'll see. Ship inventory. Where are my medium cargo containers? Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just add these things. Medium cargo container. Medium cargo container. Right. Good. And then disconnect. Good. Right, so we'll just have to really quickly put that crap together again. Took it apart for nothing. Oh well, it's not the first time that I did something like that. I often take things apart only to realize that, oh yeah, there was nothing wrong with it in the first place. Why can I not take that? That was weird. There we go. So this will be, oh god, where is the, there it is. It should have more of these panels on each side, so it's much easier to actually use. This will list ores. That should be enough because refineries pull ores on their own, I think. So that should be okay. And then we can just fill these in again. Maybe the correct color would be kind of nice. I thought I had that. There we go. Also, I've been doing a lot of things lately in creative mode with that new update that just hit last week, and my god, it's amazing. I really love that update. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a hotfix today for that update, which I just have to check which one it is. I think it's this. Is it this? Maybe it's not in that collection yet. Hold on. Oh yeah, there, small control seat. Yeah, it's not in the DLC anymore, guys. It's now available for everybody. Apparently a lot of people, not just me, have been very outspoken about this, that they think this should be in the normal update. And Keen, being very, very keen on keeping their community on their good side, did what the community asked for, which is nice. Although I've seen there are some people who do complain about that as well, because it's just a fact. You cannot make it right for everybody. That's just how it is, right? There's some people who complain that basically they only bought the DLC because of the seed and now they feel cheated. Which, to be fair, I feel you. And it would be kind of nice. Well, they cannot really do that, you know. I just wanted to say it would be nice if they refunded you if you bought it just because of that. But how would they know, right? That's a bit of a problem. But yeah, I feel these people, but I think it's for the good, for the bigger good that they put it into the update and not in the DLC. You know, it's also kind of for future reference. Because it's kind of, I think Keen still is learning what to put in DLCs and what not to put in DLCs, and we as a community have influence on that. So I think it's good that if we think something is a bit wrong and we don't like it, that we speak out on that. You know, not just to show our displeasure, but to tell Keen how to make it better. You know, we help each other out in that sense, you know? They put in the time and effort, and we are basically telling them, oh yeah, we're ready to pay for that, and we're not ready to pay for that, we think that should be free for everybody. It's kind of like a collaborative kind of thing, and I feel that's kind of beautiful, you know? I mean, there's some companies who would not have batted an eye to these feedbacks that the community gave, and they would just have said, yeah, that's how it is, deal with it. And, you know, I kind of respect Keen for doing that. I mean, you can say about the DLC policy that they have going right now what you want. I mean, it's positive and negative. I was thinking about making like an entire video about the negative points of their DLC policy, because I can actually think of a lot of negative things to say about it, even though I'm for it, which is kind of weird. But yeah, there's definitely things that you can criticize about that DLC policy, for sure. But, you know, in the end, It's a give and take, and we have the power to kind of show them what we think is right and what is wrong, and we should use that responsibly, mind you. I mean, of course, it would be kind of cool to tell them, oh yeah, everything has to be free, and then they might do that, and then in a year they're gonna be bankrupt, and yeah, that's not what we want. So we need to use this power in a responsible manner. But yeah, oh wait, what did I need to get? Oh, computer setup for sure, and I think more girders as well. Right, I just wanted to put some more solar panels on this baby here. Yeah, but yeah, I was talking about the creative world because I need to talk about something here, because let's be honest, welding is not a very interesting thing to look at. Oh Jesus, look at the amount of... Oh god. Can I even fly away from this thing? Oh yeah, you have to fly away quite quickly after the auto connect engages. There we go. Oh god, we need either more batteries or I don't know. Oh, okay, now we're getting into the sunlight though, so that helps. That really helps. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of creative stuff lately. I have like a world where I do my creative stuff in, and I have to say the most amazing thing in that DLC is in my opinion, the catwalks, the graded catwalks. They are so good. You can use them for so many things, you know? You can use them as genuine catwalks. You can use them as kind of like fences, which look really good. Like, if you have like a military compound, and you want to make a fence around it, that looks really good if you do it like that. And then you can put the catwalks upon the vertical fencing to make like a little gangway where the people can stand on, or you can use the steel catwalk to make it a bit more like fortress looking, kind of, you know what I mean? I really like the catwalk is what I'm saying, but generally a lot of the things in the update I've been using quite substantially, I have to say. Also, something I've not used ever before, it's not update related, but in the LCD screens, you can get a font called Monospace, I think it's called, and there's a program out there from which you can convert images to monospace characters. Basically, it allows you to put any image into the game. And what I like to do is, when I do creative stuff, you know, when I try to build a ship, if I have an idea for a ship. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is not... this is not the welder ship. This is the grinder ship. Alright. Back you go. You have 2 more minutes to get back. 3, 4, whatever. But yeah, what I do is whenever I create like a ship or a building, a station, whatever, I try to kind of attach a faction to it, so to speak. If that makes sense, you know. Let's say I make like a big battleship. I'm not just creating a battleship. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like thinking, oh yeah, this is a battleship of this faction, and this faction has this kind of building style. Whenever I do that, I kind of imagine, you know, some colors that the faction would use, and I obviously in my head, then I start to think of a flag or a logo that they use. And now that I know about this monospace stuff, basically I've been whipping up some interesting faction logos in Photoshop and putting them into my world. I love it. Probably all my creative worlds are now going to be filled with different LCD screens with logos on it. And the best thing about it is because it is created with characters and it doesn't import something like an image file or something, that means you can put it on the workshop like that and people can just download it and have the same image, which is amazing that it works like that. It's kind of funny that I never discovered this before, because this is This is something I really like to do. I really like to design like faction logos and you know, that encapsulate like the identity of that faction. I really like to do that. When I played a lot of Blood Bowl on PC back in the day, one of my favorite pastimes, so to speak, was creating teams and creating team logos, because you could do that in that game. Well, you had to kind of import them, and not every... I think online they were not visible, I believe. Only for you, but hey, I really like doing that. That was one of my favorite pastimes, for sure. Alright, yeah, let me just try to get everything... Oh yeah, we just put it in the welder, that's enough space. The welder has, funnily enough, exactly the same amount as a medium cargo container, which is kind of nice. So let's try to load up some more. I think we have more. Yeah, there we have more cargo containers. So let's just load as much as we can, because let's be honest, we're gonna be there for a while with welding, right? And here we have also... Oh god. Yeah. We're not gonna get off the starting line here with that amount of thrusters. We need more. Damn it. It's not gonna be as easy as I thought. Oh well. Okay. Fine. We need more thrusters. What do we need for thrusters? Let me see real quick. I always forget. It's one of the more complicated blocks that I always forget what it uses up. That's a big one. Steel plate, construction, thruster. Yeah, okay. Let me see. We have some steel plate. We have some construction, thruster, large tube it was, right? I think that's it. Yep. Okay. Let's just try to add some more. I wonder how much it needs until it's okay. Let's just add them in both directions. At least one in one of these directions it needs to work. You know, the movement. Oh, connectors enabled. Okay. Oh Jesus. Okay, now we're able to get out. Good. Oh gee. Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Now the good thing is I don't need to turn around, because now I can just hop in this cockpit. Oh god. What? Yeah, okay. Not even close to having enough power, apparently. Do we need more gyroscopes as well? Is that a thing? Can we not? I couldn't even turn the ship, which is normally something that shouldn't be that hard. Oh, we're missing construction components. We should be able to grab them from here, right? When we find them, that is. No, we don't. Okay. You see, this kind of... the base is kind of confused right now. It's like swapping around items for some reason. Not sure why. I guess because one of my sorters is set to always pulling stuff out, and now it's connected in a system where it can pull out stuff from itself, which is not very useful. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I have to kind of move and accelerate at the same time, otherwise this is not gonna work. I mean, it's kind of insane. Our ship is how heavy now? 152 tons? That thing? This little... I don't know what to call this. Oh yeah, I think we called it a dragonfly, right? This little thingy, 152 tons? Can't believe it. But yeah, I just have to make sure that I don't knock into my spaceship here. Otherwise this is... Oh no, wait, we have a space anchor. What am I talking about? Of course it's alright to knock into it. Not preferable, but shouldn't be like a problem or something. At least I think so. Ah! Here we go. Let's see if this works as it's supposed to. Oh yeah, we need to kind of figure out which one is the singular welder. This one. Okay. So it is the number 4 is the single one, right? So let's name them. So this is welder single, single, yeah. And then we have welder group, which we obviously also will put in a group. There we go. Now we can just oh wait. Yeah, no, we have to do it like that, otherwise... Well, we can technically do it like that as well. I mean, that will turn on the back welder as well. Guess it's not tragic or anything, but, you know. We'll use up maybe a little bit more power, but not much, to be honest. Am I in range? No? Ugh, this is so awkward. You cannot imagine how awkward this is to actually... Oh, there we go. Thank God. I'm gonna blow off one of these welders in a minute here, for sure. Just the way we have to pilot this is making this quite awkward indeed. Also, it's very hard to actually get to this stuff because there's a lot of edges and stuff and these things, so we cannot really get into there like I wanted to. Sometimes I really feel these welders should have like a bigger range. Maybe it would make them too overpowered, but I don't know. But then again, I'm also a big proponent of actually having like different level of ship welders, kind of like, you know, you have on your handheld stuff, like elite welders and whatnot. Because then you could basically say, oh, this is an elite... Oh, Jesus, it's... I can barely move in the ship. This is... Seriously. Now I cannot move at all. Oh, God. Ah, this is not going well, is it? Look at the cluster of freaking thrusters that we have to add to even get a semblance of moving going here. Oh, gee. Yeah, one of the welders is gonna explode any minute now. Do we need a new gyroscope? Is that the problem? Maybe that is the problem. Let's install another gyroscope and see if that helps. Let's install 2. We just need some motors and computers for that. Yeah, because right now this is completely unusable. It's situations like these that make me miss creative mode. Oh god. You know, this has its own kind of charm, don't get me wrong, but Jesus Christ. There are annoying parts in survival. And I don't mean difficult parts, I mean annoying. Where are the gyros? There we are. Let's see if that helps in any capacity. Yeesh. Well, helping is maybe a bit on the optimistic side here on word choices, but you know. The good thing is with every block that we weld, it's gonna get easier, gonna get lighter. Oh god, now we don't have any upward thrusters pretty much, which makes braking as we go up quite difficult. I'm just wondering right now, would this be easier if we do it on handheld? I don't know. I could imagine it probably is easier. Seriously. Because right now this is just awkward. Not going anywhere. I mean, now technically we would need more sideways thrusters because that's the movement we're doing right now. Oh god. Seriously, who had the idea? Oh yeah, that was me. Always forgotten. It's only one person to blame, and that's me. For this kind of stupid stuff that I do. Of course. Seriously, this is annoying me. I just want to see. Would I be that slower if I do this by hand? I have the feeling I'm faster. I really do. So basically I just use my welder ship as an intermediate depot for steel plates at this point, right? Ah, great. That really was worthwhile, was it? There we go, and then we just whip over here and get ourselves some more. Oh, okay. You know, it's okay. We tried. We gave it a good fair shot, you know. We give it the good old school nice try. But no, I don't think that will work. So this is what my life is right now. It is welding time. But as I'm welding, I can kind of almost start to imagine where stuff goes. Because I have some ideas, you know? And some specific requirements, basically. Things that I want on there. At least one floor has to be in there, like a captain's bridge, captain's room, where we use the wood paneling. I have to be honest, I have not really used that very much, but now in creative, I have started to make like a base with a lot of wood, you know, like wooden roofs. It kind of looks like you're playing Medieval Engineer, to be honest, but it's kind of cool. You know, you can make these old-timey looking villages, almost. Or you can make like, again, like a captain's bridge, like a room for the captain or something, private quarters, and furnish them with wooden floors, and it makes everything look so nice. And you can also use the wood for like benches and whatnot, which makes it even more fancier, you know? So yeah. You know what? Actually, I should technically weld from the inside, because from the inside, that's kind of where how it's gonna look like, you know? That's where we're gonna judge how this is gonna look in the end. Yeah, you know what? Let me just hop inside there and just see how it goes. Because there's also some blocks that we cannot really weld from the outside as well. Alright, there's the middle part, which is 4 blocks high. This is where the main stuff is gonna go for the most part. There's probably also gonna be some windows maybe around here. Because I think that would be kind of cool to have like a central part, you know, where you can look inside here. That would be kind of cool, I think. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, other than that, well, it is kind of annoying to need to get new steel plates every once in a while, but as long as the ship is too heavy to properly navigate it, I think this is the better option, really. So, now we have welded... Oh, not quite. Okay, let me get some more in here, but I just want to say, now we have welded basically one part from bottom to the top. Yeah, kinda. And then once we have finished, you know, that inner ring, what we then can start to think about is putting on like how would you call it, like slopes in between to make things look a little bit more finished. Is that the right way to say it? You know, make it a little bit more round. Also, I'm just curious if I made a mistake here. There's the long one, and then it is 3. Yeah, okay, there needs to be a block here. Otherwise this will not look symmetrical. Yeah, now that if we weld everything like that, it's actually even easier to spot mistakes like that, because you can just, you know, zoom from top to bottom and then just look at the symmetries. It really pokes out at you if it's not right. That's why I spotted that, by the way, because it just didn't look correct to me. Oh, whoops, got the wrong stuff. Hey, look, one container is empty. Yay! Yeah, for example, you can see there's 3, then there's 2 long, 2 long,
Energy
3.
low.
That's the way you can kind of start spotting mistakes. But yeah, you know what? Let's do the center ring. Let's do the big center ring. Then we get a good feel for the whole situation, so to speak, you know? The thing is, the welder ship, I think it might come in handy once we do like the big sloped surfaces, the ones that are basically flat and not rounded. Like the backside of the remote, like this part. That is probably where the welding ship will become our main source of welding. Because there it's not, it will not have to turn around, it just have to stay on one course and just go up. And that's where it probably will shine. Now here it just has to turn too much and has to, you know, make too many like weird bends and stuff like that. And that just doesn't work with this ship. It just doesn't. So yeah. Just refill. Where's my... Hold on. There it is. Right. It's kind of hard to open this one-handed. There we go. I need a refill as well. There we go. No, I'm full. I'm full. You know, it's kind of cool to start seeing this thing getting into shape, basically. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure about the color yet. Technically, black would be the best. The problem with that is, if I start to make it black, it's going to be very hard to actually spot it. If you know what I mean, you know? Because black on black space, even though there's stars and stuff like that, it's gonna be very hard, I think, to make out like contours and, you know, geometry. It's very hard to see that if it's black on black. So that's why I'm making it this white metal color first, and then I think once we're finished, before we start, you know, with detail painting, I'm basically gonna ground it in black, because we should do that, right? Because it's correct. So that's when we're gonna do it, but not right now. I think this is not the right time to do it. Right, gonna go into the next welder. Let's do just a top ring for now. But this is actually going faster than I imagined it, to be honest. I thought this would be a lot more complicated and annoying, but works quite good with the Elite Welder. I mean, in the inner circle, let's say on the top layer, we're over half, pretty much, right? And it goes so fast, should be easy, for the most part. Oh look, there's another space pirate freighter coming along. I hope it's not passing by the base and shooting at that other thing again. collateral damaging my base in the process, you know? I mean, there's still that freighter up there that we had to deactivate because it was messing with my base by accident. There we go, that's one complete ring. Alright, let's go with the lower one. Very good. You know what? I was also thinking about a few things with that Halloween moon that they added for the update. I was just thinking, because there's a lot of, like, especially MMOs who have all these holiday events. Well, basically today it's a lot of games do that, but in my mind that originated in MMOs, you know, with like World of Warcraft having all these festivals mimicking real life festivities. You know, like, what was it? All Father Winters was Christmas, and then there was I think there was kind of pseudo Oktoberfest and all that stuff, right? I think you could do that, especially Halloween. You could do that in Space Engineers too. And, you know, like, making scary drones. It sounds weird, but hear me out. Basically, you make a drone, and I realize this is going to be quite hard because drones need to be remote controlled or at least programmed. But make a drone without an antenna so we cannot spot it coming, and then install sound blocks onto that thing. Then basically what it's going to do, it's going to close in on the player and then suddenly starts blurting sound at you. It's not doing anything else, just that, just to scare the shit out of you. It's probably kind of cruel because isn't this like the equivalency of a screamer back in the day? You know, these weird games they used to play or make people play just to lure them into a screamer. The one that I remember is kind of you have to go through a maze with your mouse cursor, and it's getting progressively more difficult, so you're like concentrating, more concentrating, and you're like really close to the screen, and once you reach like the final end point, or a bit before that, a screamer will pop out. That's the one I remember. So yeah, the drones that I'm suggesting are basically the Space Engineers equivalent of that. Maybe not the best idea, but you know, there could be some interesting stuff like that, or just generally have some weird drones with signals hunting around space. You know, like just like mystery stuff. You know, just make the game a bit more unpredictable in a way. You know, the thing is, nowadays, even with the new economy update, whenever I see something like a freighter or one of these capsulas, I know what's gonna happen. I know what these things are. I know what they do. It would be kind of nice to just sometimes have a signal that I don't know. You know, this is always kind of like a back and forth in my brain, because for one thing, I like developers who give clear updates of what they've done. On the other side, sometimes I would like to be surprised a little bit, you know? Not disclose anything in the updates, just say, oh, we added something special. Be on the lookout. You know, something like that. That could add really some new tension to this game, you know? Just add a random ruin somewhere on a planet. I'm not even sure you have to put a signal on it, you know? Just say players like, oh, on a certain planet, there was a ruin spotted with treasure inside or something, and then you put like a new item in it. I mean, it's kind of hard in a game like Space Engineers, I suppose, to hide things, because there's modders, and modders look at code, and they will figure out things quite quickly if there's something new in it. I get that. But still, not everybody is knowledgeable in these ways, and there's a lot of people who don't look at like news and things that the community find. They just play the game and then are surprised by things like that. So, I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm just trying to get over the part where I'm welding 5 million blocks. You know. Oh, actually we're down to... How well does it handle now? Oh yeah, now it's great! So as long as we just load it with like one welder's worth of of steel plates, it's totally fine. And yeah, that's not really useful now, is it? Nice. We almost done the complete ring here. That is cool. Okay. I think we should have enough steel plates in here to do the whole ring. Yeah, that should be easily enough. That and some more. Right, here we go. Oh, forgot about this one. Right. Now look from the outside. Now from the outside we see a little discrepancy, which is this stuff here. I'm not sure these, I think these were support blocks that are needed for the most part. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But the thing is, the most important thing is the inside needs to be correct. So now we can actually check it really easily. We just look around. This looks all the same to me, so that's fine. Now the outside we'll have to kind of try to make it at least matching in some perspective. So I probably will do things like that where I just start to take off blocks. The thing is, once we put in floors and things like that, we'll have to kind of take some things off anyway, for the most part, so yeah. Let me just at least take these off. Now, just so we have an equalize, or at least some symmetry going on, let's just put these guys down here. And there you see why that was in there, because it needed to connect to that block above, otherwise it will drift apart. So I think that is kind of why it's there, but yeah. It still looks weird to me. Although I think now pretty much everything is held together anyway, so I probably won't need these blocks anymore, but still. Just for completeness sake. Replace these. Yeah, we need some more. Also, I'm always, if I I at least try to, when I run out of steel plates or something, and the ship I was the block I was welding is technically complete, but it can use some more blocks for reinforcement, I will grind it down again to the the not completed state, so I don't forget about it. Seriously, because this is one of my pet peeves. If I miss a block that is then only like welded like that, that really drives me mad if I find that out. Although it's kind of weird. If I don't find it out, it doesn't drive me mad, but yeah, you know. it is a fear that lingers in my mind. Let's put it that way. It's kind of like when you put together like a... well, it's not kind of the same, but you know, if you put together like a furniture from like IKEA, and then you end up with one screw left, and you're like, did that need to go somewhere? Is my thing gonna basically break apart as soon as I use it? Is that okay? It's kind of like that. You know, maybe you plan out your project perfectly, and then you take exact amount of plates in your inventory, and then suddenly you're finished, and you're like, hold on, I have 2 plates spare. What is going on? You know what I mean? It's kind of probably like that. Oh well. We need to make more freaking steel plates. We're running out otherwise. You know what? I'm kind of conceding this whole welder ship idea right now. I just accepted the fate that I think this is way faster. Even with flying back and forth to get materials, it's probably faster. And I need to fly back and forth quite often anyways, just for energy reasons, so... F it. There we go. Now this is also not necessary, I believe. Neither are these. So let's look... Yeah, that looks very good. Very good indeed. Okay. What is going on? Did that thing just move or... Oh no, it was me moving. I'm seeing things. Alright. Where shall we go next? I think I'll stream for like 10 more minutes and then I'm done.
Energy low.
Let's just go to the inside again, because again, the inside circle is what matters the most. So we'll weld all the inside stuff right now off the next layer. And then we'll see what's up, basically. And we need to get ourselves some energy. Anyway, so let's head back real quick. Just like that. Jesus. Right. So, let me get the next batch of steel plates. Yoink. And where were we? I think we were... Oh yeah, on the inside. Yeah. Right. This part. And then, you know what I should probably do after I completed that inner circle? I could technically start with like different color painting to start marking things. Like, for example, I'm sure there's going to be like a window right here. This is like a prime location for a window. These this block here, basically, these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is it? 6 or so? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these 6 blocks. Cutting these out for windows, probably a good idea. So, stuff like that. We need to mark these so we know which ones to cut. And then we'll start... I think the most efficient way of doing this whole thing is then to start designing the ship from this ring outward, I believe. That would probably be the most efficient thing. So, for example, let's say I have this ring completed, and then I would start from like this, from the front. I will start designing... Maybe the bridge is gonna be here, so I'm gonna start designing the bridge. And then from there, we'll connect to like here, to here, to here, to here. I think that is the best thing to do. I just need to keep things in mind, like the air flow of the whole ship. You know, that I always leave space for conveyors and vents and stuff like that. Yeah, it's producing. Okay. Very good. Not sure it's sucking the things in, though, which is kind of concerning, but okay. Right. Let's continue this madness. Absolute craziness. But this is actually, for me, this is kind of a good, like, counterbalance to my creative work. Because in creative, sometimes I also get kind of, like, bummed out. The way I do things. So it's good to have some balance, you know, between creative and survival. I have to say, I've never played so much Space Engineer since I started actually streaming and recording and streaming it. Because at least the survival part, let's put it that way. As soon as I started that, I started to play more Space Engineers. Because often what I did is I had these, like, slews of creative play where I did nothing but Space Engineers for like a week or two, and then I got burned out because I didn't have any counterbalance to that, and then I leave it for a year or so. It's kind of like the same way I play League of Legends. I just play it for a half a year, and then I get salty, and then I never touch it again for another year. It's like off-season for me. But yeah. I think it's with many things in life, it's good to have balance, right? Too much of the one thing, even if it's a good thing, is a bad thing in the most situations, at least. Alright, we're already on the next string. I didn't even notice that. It's going so fast. And I seriously doubt we would be faster with the welder ship. I really do. There we go. Let's see, where are we at right now? About a quarter left. Okay, let's just see if symmetric-wise, if there's anything. Yeah, now you see it really well, how this works. You know? Yeah, it's so much easier once you welded it, because with the wireframes of the placed blocks, sometimes it's very confusing. You see through it, and you see the blocks behind it. You get distracted by those. So once you have welded it, it's very easy to see these perfect geometric forms when you do it right. And again, we can still put in slopes to make it even smoother. Now, there's two ways we can put in slopes, of course, and I think one is probably better than the other, but because I don't think we can combine the slopes. I will just explain in a minute here. Once I'm out of steel plates, I will probably have to return one more time. Yeah, okay. So, one thing we could do, for example, we could put these kind of slopes on here to make this transition, the vertical transition, smoother, or we could do the horizontal slopes to make this the round. Basically, either we make the slopes better or the round bits, and I think it's better to do the round bits more nicely. I think that will look better. I don't think we can combine them, because to make the slopes good, we have to combine the lights, these slopes, basically the 2-block slopes, the half slopes, and the normal ones. And if you combine these two in a build, you basically cannot use the corner slopes, because they will never fit together. This is one of the more infuriating parts of Space Engineers. There's not enough geometrical blocks to make the things go together in a way that you want. You know, for example, let's say you have a slope like this, and on top you have one like that. You know, like, let's just do it like this. Let's imagine these two are connected, and then there is no block that fits these two together. It doesn't exist in Space Engineers, and that can sometimes be really annoying. Either you have to accept that it's not perfect, you know, you cannot make it 100% smooth, or you have to deliberately make it imperfect, which is also an option to do it. You know, it can look very good if you go specifically for a imperfect form. You know, having, for example, these slopes way longer and rounded, and the other ones not. But still, sometimes it bugs me. But yeah. Yeah, this is starting to get good. Lovely. Very lovely indeed. Now, with each ring, we obviously will spend more time welding, because they get bigger in circumference. Hey, I could say the word. I think this was one of the words I was struggling last time. Circumference. I just have to watch out to not say that word too much. Did you have that also sometimes, if you say a word and then you say it like in your mind over and over and over again, the word starts to lose sense? You know, it basically, from a word, it starts to turn into... Oh, wait, why did I go back? Oh, because of energy. The word suddenly starts to lose all meaning, you know? From a block of letters that make sense, it dissolves into these weird sounds that you arbitrarily put after each other to, you know, it it is a really weird feeling if that happens, because then you have to kind of almost forget it to let it make sense again. Because if you try to force yourself to basically make sense of that word again, it won't work. At least that's how it goes with me. Circumference. Oh, don't do it now. That's gonna be weird. Okay. Let's see, how long... Oh, it's been over an hour now. So I think once I run out here, I'm gonna call it quits for today. And then probably go into a bit more creative. Maybe I should... I don't know, should I once in a while post a video about my creative world that I'm doing? I don't know if you guys really like that sort of stuff. Do you rather want to see my survival struggles, or are you interested in what I'm doing in my creative world? Because it's kind of weird. I have weird things when I do creative stuff, really weird stuff. But yeah, you just tell me if you'd like that. All right, you know what? Let's empty one more inventory into this circle, and that will be it for today. We'll see how far we'll get. Obviously, we'll have to weld these parts as well. Even though maybe afterwards, when we design the floors, some of these blocks will become obsolete, but, you know. Better do the job right. There we go, we'll just do that, so to not lose track of where we were. Right, look at that. Look at all the work we did today. Isn't that fantastic? Oh yeah, let's look from the outside too. I mean, yeah, there's these blocks that we need to weld, but I think they're all okay. Yeah, there's a pattern to it that makes sense. Except you. You don't make sense. You need to go. There we go. Much better. Okay. Let me actually just sink that one block into here. Boom. Alright. Guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. Or if you've been watching on YouTube, thank you as well. It is always a pleasure. Whenever somebody comments, or when somebody, you know, thumbs up, any form of interaction, I really appreciate you guys. And we'll continue this. Well, I'll record the next episode tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be out on Friday. Maybe there's going to be another update, a hotfix, who knows, right? But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.